Yeah, no, I think the role for KK, whether it's a starting role or coming off the bench role, whatever number of minutes, or when those minutes come, has to be exactly what it was today. Um, an aggressive mentality defensively, and then an aggressive attitude offensively. Um, for her personally, get some things to add for how many assists she gets when she's playing like that. So I thought today, KK was the KK we need to see every single game, for sure.
So early in the season, I think you described Sarah's game as like almost casual. Just how rare is like that poise and control she has for a freshman?
Very much. You don't see that in some seniors. I don't know it's anything that you necessarily teach. It's just a personality trait, that she has. She allows the game too much, I think, to come to her. I wish she would forcibly, take more control of the game. But things don't seem to faze her, and she's an exceptionally fast learner. She pays attention to everything that is being said, and she learns from watching, from paying attention mostly. She's aware of so many things going on the court. Yeah, those are things that you wish your seniors had when you're coaching a team, and for a freshman to have it, very, very rare, very rare.
Allie got in, scored 5 minutes in the last minute when the home state crowd. What's her development been?
There was an October, early November alley. Then there was a late November, December alley. The conversations that I've had with her were, tell me about you in high school and what were your complaints. She said people said I wasn't aggressive enough. I said, well, they were right. She is her own. She's the one that's got the complete control over whether or not she can be someone that can provide instant offense for us, because she's such a terrific offensive player. I just think she defers too much in practice, and I think as she gets a little bit more comfortable with, nobody's going to tell you not to shoot. Nobody's going to tell you not to try to score. I mean, that's what you're terrific at. And so, and I obviously have seen it, because that's what she did for a month and a half. And slowly, I hope it's coming back. Well, I think that KK being out there relieves a lot of pressure on any of our other guards, because she'll take the primary ball handler. She'll force the action up the floor, and that gives our shooters an opportunity to do what they're really good at. I don't think this was one of Paige's better games, and certainly it wasn't one of Azzi's better games. So it's important that we have the ability to play differently, And when KK's in the game definitely is different. Yeah, I think everybody benefits from her being on the floor when she's like she was today. Who? No, I mean, it's just almost the opposite of what we were just saying about Allie. I think she did not have a good training camp in October. She'll be the first to tell you that, for whatever reason. And it kind of took on a slow start, and it's kind of disappointing because I thought, she made so many strides last season. But lately, I think she's finding her stride. So I haven't seen anything that's dramatically different than the role KK played last year. She's another one that I think she has to be confident shooting the ball, because I think if you want to be a really good high-level player at this level of college basketball, you have to be able to make perimeter shots. And she had a really good week this week, So I don't think there's anything different other than the consistency that you have to be that. I think a lot of these kids don't understand that part. You can't, I even hear some of our coaches say, when I say that kid can't do that, speaking about any kid, that kid can't do that. And then I'll hear, yeah, they can. I go, no, they can't. Because if I don't see it, that means they can't do it. So, they may have done it once, they may have done it one game, and then all of a sudden, like, yes, they can. Well, no. When I see them do it every game, then I know they can do it. And that's the part that's the hardest thing right now in coaching, really, is to get kids to understand this is who I have to be every day in practice, and this is who I have to be every game. So that consistency thing, that kind of affects pretty much every kid playing college basketball, probably.
For Marquette, scout reports had like an inside-out kind of.
Yeah.
Defensively, what kind of issues does she?
Going into the game, it was how we were going to guard when she's in the lane, and our bigger lineup, I thought, would help us do that. But she's just as comfortable out on the perimeter, So if you put somebody that's not mobile, she's going to cause some problems out on the perimeter. And her footwork is really good inside. That's one reason why we wanted to put so much pressure on their guards, trying to limit how many times it was easy for her to get it where she wants it. But yeah, I really like her game. I like it a lot. I think she's very smooth. She's a little bit like Sarah too. She's kind of even tempered, even keeled. Yeah, I really like her game. Yeah, these kids that play today, they have such a unique opportunity that didn't exist certainly when I first started coaching. A lot of things didn't exist when I first started coaching that exist today. But they have such a unique opportunity because there's so much attention being paid to everything they do, fairly and unfairly. And I think it comes with a lot of responsibility, So I would first say to college players that they have an incredible opportunity, but they have a real serious responsibility that they've got to make sure that they are being that thing that inspires people. That they're not just out there to be stars or out there to be influencers or out there they have to be what kids came to see. They didn't come to see your internet. They came to see you play basketball. And you need to show them that, yeah, it's possible. You might not have my talent, but it's possible for you to get these things done that I'm getting done. And it's not limited by your talent, or your size, or your speed or your quickness. It's only limited by, yeah, you might not be able to get to Paige Becker's level, but that doesn't mean there isn't a school somewhere in America that you could play at and be really, really, really good at. So there are more kids watching Paige play that'll never play at this level. And they need to understand that there's a level for them too. So Paige has to be able to do all the things that good basketball players do. not just, crazy things that only Paige can do. And I thought she was really good at that today, being average Paige.
Going back to the consistency thing, Geno was a little bit more comfortable today rather than Sunday.
Who did?
Geno.
Oh.
Did you like what you saw first day, second start?
Yeah, I keep forgetting, she's a freshman, that she hasn't played in a long time. And sometimes she gets a little bit carried away with herself. But I thought she gave us a lot of good moments, certainly more so than the past. And I think it'll be hopefully more and more each game that we play. And it's going to have to be, because right now our smaller lineup is our best lineup. And I don't necessarily want it to be, but I think some of the teams that we're going to play, we need that presence that she can give us. And I was happy that there was a presence offensively too, just as it is with a lot of these young players, they make poor decisions on the court, and that just gets fixed with time. They must not call fouls in Egypt. She hasn't fouled anybody in her life. Kids are bleeding coming off the court that she guards, and she swears she's never fouled anybody. Good? Thanks, everybody.